Hello and welcome to my channel, Play with Curious Sunshine. I'm Sarah, and here on this channel we talk all about play. We talk about what it means to live life more playfully, approach life with a playful mindset, not only the great times but also the not so great times, and just like my thoughts and theories and ramblings about play, because that's what we do around here. We play. Also, it is first day of Black History Month. On the day I'm recording this, so happy Black History Month! Woo! Where's our reparations? Okay, let me stop. Okay. Let me stop playing. What makes this Black History Month this year so special is that it is the 100th Black History Month that has been celebrated. So I think that is amazing. I think that is complex also. Like, it's great that we have our own month, but I mean, the reason why we even need to have our own month is a whole other topic that we will not be talking about. So in ode of that 100th year mark, and also the fact that it's Black History Month, each video that I release this month will be, the theme will be playing while Black, why it's important to honor our playfulness within our Black bodies, but also why it's just extra important for us to acknowledge our playfulness and really just double down on it, essentially. So yay. Also, I think before we get into this, I think it's a good idea to kind of reset the vibrations and really get us into this more higher state in this topic during this month, and to really just get these downloads. So I will ring this cute little crystal chime. Just a heads up, because I don't know how loud it's gonna be for your ears. So yeah. Gotta reset that space, do a little bit of sound healing to get us there. Okay. I'm gonna try not to ramble. As always, I have my notes because I love to ramble. And I lose sight of what I'm saying sometimes. Is it ADHD? Probably. But that's neither here nor there right now. So, before we dive in, share, and subscribe. Share this video or this channel with someone who you think would be inspired by what we talk about. So yeah, let's get started. So for this first video, I'll just be talking about why it's so important for me to even have this conversation and dedicate a whole month's worth of videos to why playing while Black is worthwhile talking about. So yeah, I'm talking about why I'm 10 toes down on it, why it's so important to me, and why play's low-key always kind of been about race. Take it with what you will. This whole video, this whole time, you see what vibes I'm on. I'm already here for the hijinks and the ruckus. So, anyways, why I say 10 toes down on play as a Black woman. So first of all, I will always have that perspective. I'm always going to sing the praises of play and really just be about really emphasizing play within the Black community. It is so important. Play is so important with all these health benefits that play has on our life throughout our entire life. If I haven't talked about that in a previous video, which by now I'm just going to say that I have, that it just plays really important it really reshapes our brain in the best way. So I will always emphasize play. It's so good for our mind, our body, our spirit, and our heart. So play. And especially as a Black woman, a Black person, an African American, whatever title you want to call it, I think play is especially important for us. And I choose to be a beacon in that regard because play is liberation for us, right? Play the act of play and being playful goes against any box that we're ever put in the realm of society and where, people want to put us. Play isn't really in any of these boxes. So it's, we're put in any box that we're put in is anything but joyful, right? It's always to serve a purpose. And that purpose is never for our well-being. So being playful puts us at the forefront of our joy. And I think if you're watching this, you should be familiar with the idea that play is our joy can be dangerous because of the powers that be and just not wanting to see Black people being happy. All the work that has been done to keeping us from being happy and chasing our dreams, of course, our joy and our whimsy is going to, if we're too happy and too whimsical, that's going to be a problem. So I see play in the Black community and choosing to be playful as a kind of like a pushback of like, you want me to be what now? You want me to be serious? You done put me and my ancestors through all this stuff and you think I'm supposed to be down bad? Well, actually, joke's on you because I'm actually playful and I love to be playful and not let the weight of being a Black woman and a Black person dim my light, because to be playful means that we're vibrating at the certain frequency that is very similar to love. And by me being playful, despite all of what's going on, is just like a kind of like a nice try, but you can't win. You can't really win. So there's that. And also I think that play is a human right. I mean, what is the gosh, I can't is it the United Nations? I don't remember, but they have like the play is a basic right of a child. I personally feel like it should be amended to say like play is a basic human right. Just based on the fact that we need play, just like we need food, just like we need sleep, just like we need affection. We need play at the same, it's right there. So I mean, that speaks for itself. And so I think, when we're playful, we are also in a space where we feel safe to play. We feel welcomed to play. We feel like we have equitable stake in the game when we play. And so I think that, to really look at the Black experience, it really is important for us to be playful, because that brings up the conversation of what spaces feel safe enough for us to even entertain that. Do we feel like there's equity in there, right? Do we feel like there's an equal playing field in whatever we're playing? Are we safe? Are we going to be seen? Are we going to be respected in these spaces to be playful? So it's important for us to not come to any conclusions. I'm just throwing this out there. Take it with what you will, but I just feel like just to be playful and to be Black is a heavy conversation. And I'm just really just sprinkling this in there very lightly right now. But everything I do is with intention. Even with like Curious Sunshine and we're playing cute. And I'm like, yeah, it's cute, but it's also a revolutionary act. Unfortunately, like I wish our play was just play, right? And we could just play for the sake of joy and happiness. But if our happiness wasn't so policed, then it wouldn't have to be a revolutionary act. What you do, behind closed doors and how you get your whimsy and your play when you do truly feel safe is great. But also just exuding that and allowing ourselves to express ourselves in that way out in the wild is a whole other story. And so now with that, I mean, just the idea of like play being safe and equitable, I feel like is a good segue into like really talking about how play's kind of always been about race. Take the word always with, define that with however you want. But I feel like play's been about race. And I say this because I know this isn't everyone's story, but for the melanated and black folks watching, melanated and black folks, I mean, it's one and the same. For the black folks watching, think about that first time you were called the N-word or were excluded or experienced racism. More often than not, that first time was on the playground at school or like in your like neighborhood around your neighbors. You're playing a game. I know like I have stories of like being on the playground and it's been some time now, so I don't remember if I was called the N-word or if they were just like, no, you can't play with us because you're black. And I was just like, okay, second grade. Didn't know I couldn't play this cool looking game because of how I looked. And so, that pain and that realization that people are going to judge you based on the color of your skin starts in a playful setting. I'm not even going to say anything like to really follow up with that, but it's sad. It's a sad reality, but it's also, when it comes to how like our first glimpses of playfulness and joy, depending on where you've grown up and where you've gone to school, that could be your first experience of like looking at your blackness in not a good lens. You're just like, oh, okay, well, that's a lot to process. Thank you very much. And so really looking at, even in these play spaces, there is this, there's this idea of race. And, why can't I play just based on how I look? If we're playing pretend, shouldn't none of it matter at all? If we're playing tag, why should it matter, right? And so, really also looking at just the other factors that hinder our ability to really take this playfulness with us, honor our own playfulness just on how it is, but also taking it with us throughout from our childhood to our adolescence to our adulthood. And really looking at societal factors even, right? So it's like, we can't play with the kids because of because we're too dark. But then also we can't play at home because maybe due to socioeconomic, constraints, we can't play because we have to help with the housework because maybe only one parent's making a livable wage, or maybe both parents have to work and someone has to pick up the slack of the housework because maybe graveyard shift, right? Oh, you can't do what you would like to do because you work the hours that you're given, because there's racism in the workplace and you get what you can, which is unfortunate. So there's this whole web of racist bullshit that like keeps us from, like, is built to keep us from being happy, especially being playful. And so, we can't, and it's like, maybe we don't have time to play, but maybe we also don't have the resources to afford the things that we want. Having gaming systems are expensive. Getting the nicest toys and stuff are expensive. Getting the things that you really want, that even having the opportunity, right? The experiences to go to playful places, theme parks, whatever, like that is all cost money. And if you are living the life that is a consequence of societal racism and structural racism and racism in the workplace and opportunities, then that's obviously going to hinder your ability to be playful. Because life as a black person, especially in this country, is so stupid. We're great. Don't get me wrong. But like just the things that try and keep us down, so dumb. So dumb. And so like really looking at all these factors that come in that prevent us from being playful, which is again why I push it so much to reclaim it. To reclaim it. And so it's like, yeah, racism on the playground, having to help around the house, not being able to really, you see your peers getting all this cool stuff and you can't. And so you can't even like express. I was fortunate enough to get, most of the toys that I wanted. But I mean, still, that's like one story. I mean, there was also all this emotional stuff, right? I couldn't really like fully express my joy. So, anyways, and with that, black joy can be deadly, right? If we're laughing too loud, if we're being too joyful, too happy, too whimsical, people are looking at us. People are scared. Why? And so even in the space and the time that we can be happy, someone's gonna have a problem with it. We're creating too much of a ruckus. And it's not the ruckus that's the problem. It's the color of our skin. How dare us be happy through all the years of chattel slavery and a blatant and obvious complex racism. How dare we still find our joy? How dare us still find our joy throughout all of this, which is why Black play and playing while Black and honoring our playfulness with our African Americanness is so important. And so, also looking at, there are moments where we show up and it's okay to be playful, but our play and our joy is only okay if it fits into the box that entertains the masses, which is why like comedians and celebrities and athletes, right? When we growing up, it's always like, are you gonna do sports? You're gonna like, a lot of kids, at least when I was growing up, the Black kids I did know, which wasn't much, they wanted to be like, rappers, athletes, whatever, stars. You want to be on the screen, because that's where first of all, that's one of the few places where we see each other and there's representation, but, it's the box that people toss us into because it's entertaining. So, yeah, I mean, if we're not shucking and jiving, what's our purpose? What's our purpose? No, and I'm not saying that people that like are in these roles are just simply doing it to entertain, the masses. I'm not saying that at all, but it's also like, for the non-Blacks watching this, stop expecting us to shuck and jive all the time, trying to entertain you. Even the spaces I'm in, they're like, what's the Black person gonna do? Be expressive? Entertain us? Implicit biasness? And deep down subconscious racism? No, I'm not. I mean, other people might, but I'm not. I'm also very intentional on not shucking and jiving in places where that's expected of me. I'm not going to tap dance. I'll save my goofy whimsy for the community that I feel seen in, that I feel is equitable respect, that I feel like I could be myself in. And when I feel safe, then I will do this. Because I feel like if I wasn't, it would just be for approval. And I have my own thoughts about trying to seek approval in places that look down on me in the first place. So, I'm going to stop right here. And thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I definitely did ramble, but hopefully you resonated with some of it, or it opened your eyes to some of it, or it inspired you or something. So put your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching, and thank you. you for playing.